it doesn't actually matter when you play these teams. You
No.
have to play them twice over the course of the season. It doesn't actually matter. Obviously, we're just having a bit of banter and a bit of fun here. But some good opening weekend fixtures there. I'm looking forward to watching. It's good to see that we'll be back watching Championship football, Dad, because I remember last season, if there was a Championship game on or a League One game, I often watched the League One game because that's where we were.
So did I.
So now we can get back into Championship football. Some good games there. So welcome back to BCFC Royal Blue. And the day is finally here. We get to see who Blues are going to be playing next season in the Championship. Now, I can't speak for the whole fan base or Blues fans, but ever since that trophy lift against Mansfield at home, this is the day I've been thinking about for a long while, thinking about who we're going to be playing next season. And at the time of recording, they literally got released 5 minutes ago. So in this podcast, we're going to discuss it and talk about some of the big fixtures we have lined up for next season. Dad, I'm going to fire you a loaded one immediately. Ipswich, first game of the season. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know whether and what is random about the way that they put these fixtures together. But if you were a person involved in football, that is a fixture you would want first. A team that's just come down from the Premier League in Ipswich, very good team, against a team that has stormed League One. It's the perfect fixture, isn't it, for the TV and to create interest in the Championship. So I wonder how random it is. When you we'll look at the rest of the fixtures in a minute. When you look at the fact that we don't play Ipswich again away until but to the back end of the season, it does seem a little bit shoehorned in, that one, to me.
A bit, yeah. I think the only one that could have rivaled it, Dad, was maybe playing Wrexham, just in terms of that. The Hollywood and NFL kind of link with the teams,
or maybe
but
West Brom or Coventry.
Maybe West Brom or Coventry, yeah. But I agree. When I saw Ipswich first game this season, I thought, I think you used the perfect word there, but shoehorned in.
I think so. 8 o'clock on a Friday as well. So this will be the game that will open the league season. You know what? We got to play each team at home and away anyway, haven't we? So every team's got to play everybody else. It's just it does seem a little bit contrived the way they've done this, but it's a great fixture to start with. You can't know it's going to be packed, going to be bouncing, and I think everybody's going to be looking forward to that.
And you all know, Dad, the first couple of weeks of the season, and also the back end of the season as well, when people are scrapping, they do throw up some odd results, don't they, from time to time? So I think this could be two teams settling in back into the Championship. Again, it has the makings for fireworks. Let's see what kind of game it's going to be. But I don't care whether we play Ipswich or Oxford or Sheffield. It doesn't bother me. I just don't like Friday games.
No.
Saturday at 3 o'clock, that is the go-to for me. However, we have to adapt to the modern game of football with the TV rights. I get it. I'm not necessarily complaining. I just love Saturday at 3 o'clock.
I do as well, but the reality of the Championship is you do get Friday games. Of course, in League One, we only got a couple because of...
And Tuesday games and Monday games.
Yeah, but I mean, that's typical of this league. So, we know as well, and we'll say this as well right at the very beginning, when we go through the various key fixes for Birmingham City, we have to bear in mind, take them with a pinch of salt, because we know that some of these are going to be moved.
They will.
They've already decided on the first couple of weeks worth of fixtures, but a lot of them will be moved.
I think fixtures in general tend to get moved because of the TV rights, but I think Blues in particular are going to have a big spotlight this season with the owners and the money we're spending and the expectations around the clubs. I think our fixtures in particular are vulnerable for pretty big shifts around.
It wouldn't matter who we're playing first game. I'm pretty sure that we would have been picked for TV. It's either the game that we've got or the Saturday 12:30 kickoff, or maybe some of the Saturday evening or Sunday games. We would have been. I'm pretty sure that because we come up as champions, I'm fairly certain that we would have been picked anyway for TV. It's just the first one against Ipswich. I mean, what a game!
I'm glad it's at home though, Dad, because you remember on one of the previous podcasts, someone asked me. It might have been a question from the fans, or it might have been from you in the room. I can't remember. They said, "What game are you looking forward to?" And I remember saying going to Portman Road. That was one of my answers. So I'm glad I'm not going to Portman Road on a Friday evening. So I'm at least glad it's at home.
That's a really good point. If that was a reverse fixture, we'd go.
Of course we would.
We would go to that, but it would be, it would have been for us. If you know us and the podcast, we don't. Sometimes we'll struggle for midweek away games because of work, don't we?
Of course, yeah.
But that's going to work out quite nicely for us as well. It's not when I look at the fixtures. We're going to talk in a minute. We're going to talk about the first weekend of opening fixtures. Then we're going to talk about Birmingham City fixtures, about the key ones, when they are, and what we think about them. But I look at those teams, and I thought back to last year when this is no disrespect to League One, but the teams that we were looking at were not of the size, scale, or status of a lot of these teams, and it's nice to be back in it. I'm looking at like the Norwiches, the Southamptons, the Leicesters, the West Broms, the Coventrys, the Sheffield Uniteds, the Southamptons, the bigger teams in there. We're now in that league with them as well.
Well, we kick it off with a bang, Dad. It doesn't get much bigger than Ipswich in terms of where we are currently in the Championship.
Oh, they'll be bang on favourites, I think,
Yeah.
Ipswich to go straight back up. So that's going to be a very competitive game. Should we go through this opening weekend first before we go to Blues? I'll read out the opening week fixtures and obviously see who's playing who.
I'll put them on screen right now as well.
Yeah, great. Okay, a great fixture for Wrexham away to Southampton.
Yes.
That is a 12:30 kickoff. That's the early kickoff on the Saturday. That'll be a fantastic fixture for the Wrexham fans.
Who's Charlton got, Dad? Because I'm intrigued to know whether
next fixture, Charlton versus Watford.
Okay. I was intrigued to see whether they pinned 3 League One teams against 3 relegated Premier League teams. Because
I thought that because obviously, you're right. So the first 2 fixtures, us and Wrexham, are both playing relegated Premier League teams. Charlton versus Watford. Then that's a 12:30 as well. Another 12:30 kickoff is Coventry at home to Hull City. And then the rest of these are 3 o'clocks until I get to the later fixture. Middlesbrough at home to Swansea. Norwich versus Millwall. Oxford against Portsmouth. QPR versus Preston. And Stoke City versus Derby. I think Stoke and Derby played each other at the very last game of the season last season as well, from memory. Maybe wrong, but I think that sort of rings a bell. West Brom are at home to Blackburn. And an interesting game, the last one, the West Brom versus Blackburn game is a 3 o'clock kickoff as well. And then the 5:30 kickoff is Sheffield United against Bristol City, which is a replay of the playoff semi-final. So Sheffield United at home to, and we know what happened there. Sheffield United beat Bristol City over the 2 legs quite comprehensively. Yeah. So an interesting set of fixtures there. Yeah, I thought you're right. When I saw Wrexham were playing Southampton and we were playing Ipswich, I thought, wow.
Have they stitched up the League One teams?
Yeah, I thought Charlton have got to be playing Leicester, but they're not. So they've done that.
Remind me, Dad, who are Leicester playing, sorry?
Oh, yes, of course, because they're playing on a Sunday, aren't they? Leicester are at home to Sheffield Wednesday. That concludes the fixtures. That's strange. That's a 4:30 kickoff, which is pretty weird. But that concludes the fixtures for the first week. Interesting ones in there, aren't they?
There's some good ones. I think there's some closely matched ones in there as well. So again, starting the season,
Oxford Portsmouth is
exactly. Yeah,
QPR Preston.
I'd say
Stoke
exactly.
Derby.
Yeah. Definitely.
I mean, you could argue that, because we know over the recent years that the Championship has been a very tight division anyway, hasn't it? That's why when you look at I look at those fixtures and I thought, because we're the team that's come up, I'd look at them and think, that's a tough game, that's a tough game. And they're all tough games, but there's nothing that really overly concerns me in terms of the opposition. That's not disrespecting them.
Probably the opening game of the season.
Yeah, I think that's the game that most fans will think that they'll be the playing Ipswich who are going to be really right up there and challenging. So and we get them first, so that's interesting.
I just want to reiterate what you said there, because I think it's a really important point. It doesn't actually matter when you play these teams. You have to play them twice over the course of the season. It doesn't actually matter. Obviously, we're just having a bit of banter and a bit of fun here. But some good opening weekend fixtures there. I'm looking forward to watching. It's good to see that we'll be back watching Championship football, Dad, because I remember last season, if there was a Championship game on or a League One game, I often watched the League One game because that's where we were.
So did I.
So now we can get back into Championship football. Some good games there. Blues versus Ipswich on Friday, the 8th of August. And that cues us up nicely to talk about some of the key fixtures for Blues this season, doesn't it?
Yeah, so we'll talk about our first few fixtures, because obviously that sort of sets the season up, really. And again, just to reiterate and caveat, we are aware that some of these fixtures are likely to be moved either in days or times, probably. So we have, after the Ipswich game, the following Saturday, where our first away game is at Blackburn. That's on the
Your first time at Ewood Park, won't it?
It will be, because we always tend to, there's another team we'll talk about in a minute, which we've also got again in midweek. But Blackburn is a team we play a lot in midweek, isn't it? And I've struggled to get there, and but hopefully, please don't move that to a weekday. So I don't think it will, because it's so close to the start of the season. But that's the 16th. The only thing that could be moved, it could be a potential time change. But I think they may have already worked out the timings for the games for the first couple of weeks. But Blackburn away is next on the 16th. Then we've got Oxford at home on the 23rd of August, and then we finish August, which is a great trip on the 30th to Leicester. Yeah. So we're away to Leicester on the 30th, which I think is a great...
And in terms of locality, Dad, the next 3 away games are all close. So we've got Leicester, we've got Stoke, and we've got Coventry, just in terms of away here. So we've got 3 away games back-to-back. Well, not back-to-back, but in order, where quite close.
Yeah, I like Stoke. I mean, we went there with the season we got relegated. We beat them 2-1, and I really enjoyed. They've moved the fans now, haven't they?
To the corner flag.
Yeah, if anybody from Stoke is watching this, open more bars up, please. We literally was there one bar open for the whole away end.
It was crazy.
It was pandemonium. If you want to make some money, and Blues fans do like their beer, open some more bars up, Stoke, will you please? Because we do like have a beer at half time.
Because we went at half time, didn't we? We turned around.
Oh, it was
We were
pointless.
and I'm glad we did. Otherwise, we'd have probably missed the Bacuna goal.
It was absolutely pointless.
Yeah,
trying, but I do like Stoke though. In terms of I like the ground, I like the atmosphere.
Same.
So I'm looking forward to that as well. Swansea at home on the 20th. Actually, Coventry away. Another game that I always love going to Coventry.
Yeah.
We're away to them on the Saturday the 27th. That is at the risk of being moved because the last 2 times we've played them, it's been on Friday nights.
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me to see that on Friday the 27th. Of
Yeah,
September,
it has been for the last 2 seasons that we played them before we got relegated. I have to say that because people say you didn't play us last season. Then we got Sheffield Wednesday at home on the 30th, and then October, around about the same time we played them last season, we've got Wrexham. But last season we had them at home first. Now we've got them away on the 4th of October. I think that'll be moved as well. Again, I'm hoping these aren't by the way, but you just know the way that the TV sort of works now, don't you?
There's a few teams that you can pick out, Dad, like clockwork, that they'll end up moving. Is it Coventry? They like the whole proximity of Coventry. They treat it as a bit of a derby, even though it's not. They move Coventry. They'll move Wrexham. As you said, they've shoehorned Ipswich into the start. There's just a couple of games that you know. Millwall will get moved for security reasons, but arguably there's a few fixtures you know that they're going to get shuffled around before the season even starts, really. But I hope they don't. I mean, Coventry isn't the end of the world. That's a Friday because that's on our doorstep. So,
well, at the moment it's a Saturday, but the away game. But I think some of these are vulnerable to being moved. One thing, we're not going to go through every fixture. You can, Matt will put them on the screen again as we go through the pod anyway, so you can see them. But in October, we'll just talk on a monthly basis. October, we've also got Bristol City at the end of that away, and that is my favourite away game.
Same. It's definitely up there.
I absolutely love going Bristol City. It's a fantastic away day. Love the ground, love the atmosphere, love the beer.
Yeah. I mean, we usually do quite well there.
Yes,
typically.
Yeah.
Typically.
So that obviously we got Preston then as well. Then we get to November. We got 6 games scheduled. 4 home and 2 away. So the home games are Portsmouth, Millwall, Norwich, and Watford.
Yeah,
and we're away on the 8th of November to Middlesbrough, and on the 26th we're away to West Brom. Yeah, that's actually a Wednesday.
There's one game in particular I'm excited for there, Dad. Well, 2, sorry. West Brom away is always good, going to the Hawthorns, especially midweek. Always a good fixture for us. And Portsmouth as well, because we've not played them for a decent amount of time, a couple of years now. So it'd be nice to play Portsmouth again.
Yeah, they're great fans, Portsmouth. You know,
the Bell.
Just generally, I mean, there's that, but they always bring a good atmosphere. I've noticed as well that the Millwall game is a Tuesday at home.
It always is, isn't it? Well, Millwall tends to be midweek, doesn't it?
Yeah. Then we go to December, so we'll go up to the festive period. So we've got away games at Southampton and QPR in early December. Then we're at home to Charlton on the 13th. Then away to Sheffield United on the last game before Christmas, which is the 20th.
QPR on a Tuesday is a wounder because I love Loftus Road. It's really like a close proximity stadium. It's old school, but you feel like you're really close to the action.
I might be able to get to that one. I mean, it is a midweek away game, but at that time of the year, I might be able to move things around to try and get to that. But we'll see.
Well,
we'll see.
I'll hold you to that.
Yeah, we'll see. The Sheffield United game. Do you remember last year? We were so popular in League One in terms of the TV, they moved our game to the 23rd of December against Crawley.
Yes.
Now, thankfully, the 20th seems a little bit better because then we played on Boxing Day after that, 3 days after. So we've got Sheffield United on the 20th of December, which is a Saturday. Boxing Day, and I love being at home on Boxing Day. Derby County, John Eustace Derby, comes to St Andrews, loving that. So that's the 26th, and then we got Southampton at home as well on the 29th. New Year's Day, we're away to Watford.
Good one to get.
I don't think that's a bad trip.
No, it's about an hour and 10 minutes, isn't it? It's not far at all. Sorry, about an hour and a half. It's not that far at all.
Yeah.
And then Coventry at home the following week as well. Again, a nice little local. I say local. Watford isn't local, but it's not that far to start the season, which is the new year. Sorry, which is always good.
Yeah, and then Coventry on the back of that at home.
Yeah.
That's on the Sunday, the 4th of January. And then in January, we have away games at Swansea and Sheffield Wednesday. One on the Saturday. The Tuesday game, again, I might struggle for that one, Sheffield Wednesday, but we'll see. We'll do it on a week-by-week basis in terms of how we do them as well. Then we've got Stoke at home, followed by Oxford away at the end of January. I remember last season, January was a crucial time for us with the fixtures that we had. And obviously, we don't know at the moment because the season hasn't started yet, but some of these teams that we're mentioning now, there's going to be like runs of difficult fixtures in there because of the way teams...
And cup games?
Yes.
So obviously this doesn't include it, this is just the domestic league, so it doesn't include any cup run we might go on. But thankfully we haven't got the EFL trophy this year. So
I saw the draw for that yesterday. Well, I saw the group. They did the groupings yesterday, and I think they bring in the under-20 Prem, under-21 teams today. But I looked at it, I thought, thank the Lord we're not in that. I looked at, I thought, as much as enjoyable as it was getting to Wembley, it weren't the best. And also, at the time of recording, the first round of the Carabao Cup is 4:30 today as well.
Okay.
So we'll find out later today. So at the time that this video, or so this podcast goes out, we won't have known who the opposition is. But by the time you listen to it, guys, we probably will.
Drop it in the comments in case we missed it.
Well, we won't miss it, but we'll see who it is. Then we go to February, two games in close proximity. Early on, Leicester and West Brom at home. So two, fairly local teams. Then we got to Norwich and Millwall away, followed by Middlesbrough at home.
Again, Dad, Leicester and West Brom could be subject to change and move, couldn't they?
Yeah,
just from the locality of them. Yeah, you just never know.
I think we know. We talk about opening day, sort of the day release of the fixtures. That they're all vulnerable to potentially being moved.
But there are some bigger targets that you think. West Brom especially.
Yeah. We're going to March then, Matt, and then we're away to Charlton on the 7th of March, and then we got QPR, Sheffield United at home, followed by Derby away at the end of March, and then a big month in April because clearly you're getting towards the end of the season. We've got 6 games scheduled for league games scheduled in April. Of course, you've got to bear in mind as well, this is always a condensed month because of the Easter break as well. You have Easter Monday and obviously the Good Friday fixtures as well. So we've got Blackburn at home on Friday the 3rd. That'll be Good Friday. Easter Monday, we've got Ipswich away.
There we go, the Portman
and that's another fixture. I loved it when I went to Ipswich the season we got relegated. Yeah. We had Mark Venus was in charge. Yes. That was the first fixture that Tony Mowbray had unfortunately had to step down. We did all right, and in the end, a couple of substitutions at the end cost us, and we lost 3-1. But I did like going to Ipswich. Then we got Wrexham at home on the 11th of April. So that's when Hollywood comes to town. Hull City away on the 18th, and then two more home games at the end of April against Preston and Bristol City. And we finish away to Portsmouth on the 2nd of May.
Yeah, the promotion party.
Let's
just rattle everyone up down all weekend. Party bus, promotion bus at Portsmouth. I am totally joking. But no, there's some really good fixtures there. There's some I'm more excited for than others. However, overall, how great is it to see a selection of teams that we're familiar with, good away capacities, big clubs, big fan bases. I'm really looking. I mean, by the way, and I hope that doesn't come across disrespectful to League One. I had a great time for the year that we were down there. Got to meet some new fans, got to see some new stadiums. But to me, the Championship more feels like home.
Yeah, that is disrespectful. No, sorry. But I know exactly what you mean, because our issue last year was that some of the allocations that we got as away fans was so small,
tiny,
that we just couldn't get tickets. Now, with virtually every team here, I mean, there are a few smaller stadiums here. I think of Oxford as a smaller
Wrexham
allocation.
as well.
But even them, they're not going to be like 1,000. They'll be more than that, I'd imagine. Like some of the clubs, we're getting 1,000 allocation, weren't we?
Yeah. I think the lowest was 800 and something. Yeah. But that is quite a rare case. So the average was about 1,500, but even that you struggled on goal to get tickets. So I have no doubt this will be a good year for Blues fans to get their away status back up if they want to. Some good away capacities, some good games on the cards, and I'm just buzzing.
Me too. And look now that we've just seen these fixtures just as they've been released. So we've this chat has enabled us to absorb a little bit of it, but I'll interrogate them in a little bit more detail in my own time and work out what's what. And,
let's put it back to the Blues fans. Is there any fixtures in particular that you're looking forward to, and why? Is there a spectacle reason? Is there a sentimental reason? We always like to engage with fans and know sort of what fixtures you're looking forward to the most as well. So let us know in the comment section below.
Absolutely. But nothing more for me, Matt. I'm just now that we see this now, it's always the point in which you realise that you're back in the Championship or the season's about to get underway, and gives us something to really get excited and look forward to now. Because until the fixtures are released, the two things I like, the fixtures being released, and when you go to the Sky website, I've been waiting for the point where they put us back into the Championship because we've been in League One all through the summer. Haven't we?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
this will be the point that'll happen now because all the
Yeah.
fixtures are released.
And also with B, we usually go pretty much at the top, don't we? If
Oh,
not far
yeah.
off. So
That's what I'm saying. When we were doing some research last season for League One teams, you have to scroll down because you go past the Premier League,
Yeah.
the Women's Super League, the Championship, and you get down to League One. So it should be a bit higher up anyway now.
Yeah, but yeah, as always, Birmingham City supporters, we would love to hear from you. Please let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. As I addressed the question a minute ago, is there any fixtures you're looking forward to? Maybe spectacle, maybe sentimental, it doesn't really matter. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below of the games you're looking forward to. And if you'd like this video specifically, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up and check us out on our social media channels. We have an X page, we have an Instagram page, and we're also over on Spotify, so you can listen and watch us over there as well. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, don't forget to press that big red subscribe button and press that bell notification so you get notified every time we post. And myself and Dad will see you on the next one, all about Birmingham City.